give American here. Make sure they got a good look. All right, good morning everybody. DarrellMuhammad here, live from Houston, Texas, here at Panera Bread in beautiful Galleria. For those who don't know me, my name is DarrellMuhammad, real estate investor, mentor, coach, entrepreneur, businessman, sales and marketing expert, professional, online, offline marketing, network marketer, and used to be a former stockbroker for one of the major Wall Street firms. We used to be one of the top 4. They've since been bought out, and things are constantly changing in the world of business. So I come with those expertise, brothers and sisters. I put in more than 10,000 hours. Hey, Eugene, I put in more than 10,000 hours in each one of those areas. So according to Max, what's his name? Gladwell, you're considered, according to him, in his research, you're considered an expert. All right, you're an expert. So, brothers and sisters, we just want to, on these live streams, Monday through Friday. Hey, Gold Digger, Monday through Friday from 11 till 11:20, 11:30, depending on the flow. We just want to bring you some nuggets, some things that I've learned over the last 30 years of entrepreneurship, sales, and marketing, to help you out, to help shorten your learning curve. All right. Thank you, Gold Digger, for your inviting. All right, to help you shorten your learning curve. Right. We as black people, hashtag black dollars, hashtag black economy, hashtag black wealth. That's what we're about here, brothers and sisters. No holds bars. You know, that's just what it is. That's what time it is. If Beyonce can be bold enough to go out there and put the message out there that she did, because I wouldn't bet, I'm not a betting man, but I wouldn't have bet that she would sing that song at Super Bowl. All right, so it's time to be bold, it's time to be courageous, because in truth, that's the only way you and I are going to win at the money game, by being bold and courageous. There is no money in following the masses of the people, following the crowd. There is no money. The only thing that you and I can get when we follow the crowd, the masses of the people, the 85% of the population, the best that we can get are crumbs, right? And crumbs are what they call creature comforts, all right? So, brothers and sisters, if you like this message, if you've been on before, a couple of things I want you to do. This is how you pay it forward. This is how we exchange and develop a relationship. We do that by sharing. Walaikum salam. Thank you for sharing, Sister Denise. All right? This is how we do it, brothers and sisters. We need for you to share. First of all, share. Second of all, I need for you to follow. All right, so swipe if you're on Android, hit follow, bottom. Swipe to the right if you're on Apple, bottom if you're on Android, and hit follow. You want to follow these streams, because we're going to continue to bring you, the best of the best when it comes to black economic empowerment, black wealth, black economy, black dollars. All right. This is not just another talking head platform. That is not my intention. Hey, Sister Martina, welcome. Put where you're from. Introduce yourself. This is a social media platform. You have to be sociable. Why black money? Why black money? Money is money. Okay. Well, here's the thing. If you have to ask that question, you stay tuned. If you have to ask that, hey, New Orleans, if you have to ask that question, then you need to do some research. But we're not going to spend time talking about that now, all right? We're talking about today cash flow. So I was saying, if you like this message, if you want to continue this conversation more in private, more with the community that we're building, then go to DarrellMuhammad.net, DarrellMuhammad.net. Hit on one of the posts that we have there on our blog. You'll see at the bottom, subscribe, all right? You want to subscribe. That's invitation only. You want to subscribe. That's a private list. We're going to have live events once or twice a month. We're going to have another one at the end of this month. There's going to be another meet and greet, because we have to understand what it takes to win at the money game, and it takes social interaction with people, right? Everything boils down to people. The common denominator is people. So we have to be very sociable, and we have to understand psychology of socializing. All right. So that's what we have to do. Oh, All right, so that's what we have to do, brothers and sisters. That's what we have to do. So we're going to talk about today. Oh, DarrellMuhammad.net, DarrellMuhammad.net. You want to subscribe. Secondly, you want to follow. If you like this message, swipe or glide to the top and go ahead and subscribe, or go ahead and follow. We're going to get our count up to 500 people. 500 people. We're approaching about 160 of these live streams. Walaikum salam. About 160 of these live streams. All right. So there's a lot out there. We're trying to upload those as fast as we can. But you want to go to DarrellMuhammad.net. DarrellMuhammad.net. All right. Go there. Make yourself comfortable. And thank you for the invite, sister. And go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and buy some books. Because you have to invest in yourself. Okay, so today we're talking about cash flow. Cash flow. You saw this book, some of you at the beginning. You need to get this cash flow. This is an entire book on cash flow. Cash flow. All right. So you want to go to DarrellMuhammad.net, hit more book list, and any one of those books that take it to the Amazon store, brothers and sisters. Go and patronize. Go and show your gratitude. All right. In an economic environment, you show your gratitude in an economic environment to a business person by some type of monetary expression, right? By patronizing them, by making a donation to a nonprofit organization that's dear to their heart. In a business environment, you express yourself economically. All right, that's how you do it. See, so these are the things we need to understand, basic things we need to understand about winning at the money game. It's not just getting the money. That's why today we're going to talk about cash flow and really just kind of prick your conscience, right? These streams are here just to take the lid off, right? It's your job to go as high as you want to go. The job here is just to take the lid off of our consciousness and give us a better understanding, a clearer understanding of the money game and the rules to win at the money game. All right, so that's what we're talking about here. So cash flow. Robert Kiyosaki said in that book that he learned from his rich dad the most important word to a business owner, to an entrepreneur, is cash flow. Cash flow. All right, cash flow. Okay, it's not how much money you make, brothers and sisters. See, you always have two sides. Those that know the rules and win, those who don't know the rules and lose. Those who know the rules and win have a certain language, and those who don't know the rules and lose have an opposite language, right? Have an opposite language. So those of us, the 85% who don't know the rules, because no one taught us the rules, and we haven't gone out and made the sacrifice to learn the rules, then, we get caught up in how much money did Jay-Z make? How much money does Beyonce make? How much money does Cam Newton make? How much money does he make? How much money does she make? All right? That's the mindset of those that play the money game, not knowing the rules to win. All right? And we said it over and over again. If you don't know the rules to win, you automatically will lose. All right? So it's not how much money you make, brothers and sisters. That's not it. What's the key is that you and I have to understand that our forefathers understood prior to integration, walaikum salam, prior to integration, prior to education, right? Is they understood it's not how much money you make. It's how much money you keep. How much money you keep. All right, so that's what you have to understand. See, it's not how much money you make. So when you hear somebody put those things out there, right? When somebody says, "Oh, such and such makes a certain amount of money," right? Such and such makes a certain amount of money. Okay, that's just the beginning. There's more to that story, right? There's more to that story than just how much somebody makes. Right? Statistics here in America is that 76% of people live from paycheck to paycheck. 76. So you see 10 people, 7.6, almost 8% of those people, 80% of those people live from paycheck to paycheck. They didn't say they were poor. They didn't say they was homeless. They didn't say they didn't have an education. They didn't say they they don't have a white collar job. It said 76% of most Americans live from paycheck to paycheck and have less than $10,000 of savings in the bank. Right? Now we know that to be true. Many of us, unfortunately, if we just look in the mirror. Then if we look around us, that's the case, right? And that's so unfortunate in a land of plenty, right? That's so unfortunate in America where we have, decadence. It's so extreme, it becomes decadence, right? So that's very unfortunate. It's because we don't know the money game, the rules to the money game to win, brothers and sisters. We know it to lose. And you cannot win at the money game being 99.9% consumer. Can't do that. All right? So doesn't matter how much money you make. That's the front drop. There's a backdrop to that. There's a story to that. Those that understand the money game and get in serious conversation with people, not just passing by conversation, not just small talk conversation, but when they really talk serious, those who know the money game to win, then they want to know. Okay, they made that much, but how are they living? They made that much, but what are their investments? They made that much. What are they doing with their money? What are they doing with their money? Okay, so we have to understand when it comes to cash flow, that is not about how much money you make. It's how much money you keep. Brothers and sisters, we're talking about money here on these live streams, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. for about 15, 20 minutes. We want to hit it and quit it so you can go out and you can do your research. You can go out and implement that which you hear on these live streams. You can go out and make things happen. All right, we're here to empower you, not just for you, not just for your family, right? But for our community, our black community. Our black community needs help. It's hemorrhaging economically, right? Because everybody, and I say everybody, we're talking about, a large percentage of, too many of us just talk about get money, get money, get money, get money. And then once we get it, there's no direction on what we do once we get it. We want to be clear on these streams. I want to be clear on these streams what we have to do if we love ourselves, love our family, all right, and love our black community. Love is cheap unless you put money behind it, all right? When you got it. If you don't have it, then you don't need to put money behind it, right? And you can put other things behind to, what time is it? You have to, you can put other things behind it, but we're talking about economics, right? When you talk about cooking, you use language that relates to cooking, not language that relates to mechanical. So we're talking about money here, brothers and sisters, all right? So make sure we understand that's what we're talking about. So that's the language we're using. Not exclusively, but that's the language that we're using, all right? So cash flow. Cash flow. Now here's what you and I need to understand. The number one rule to winning at the money game is to keep as much money as you can. Keep as much money as you can. And the number one strategy, and the number one way to do that, the number one strategy, Robert Kiyosaki says it in his books, right, is to pay the least amount of taxes legally. That's state tax and federal income tax. Income tax. Tax season right now. Income tax. Be careful, brothers. So let me just sidebar real quick. Be careful. There's a IRS scam out there. They called me on my cell phone telling me that the IRS was going to sue me and to call this number. And it was a number out of D.C. I called it and said, yes, use the whole scare tactic of, your driver's license being revoked and all this other kind of stuff. The guy said, what's your name? I gave him my name, and then he told me, oh, yeah, you owe $8,600 from 2009 to the present on taxes that you owe. You want to pay that today? He didn't ask for my social security, nothing, a number or anything, all right? So be careful. But taxes, all right? Those that play the money game to win know that they have to reduce their tax liabilities legally, right? Legally, brothers and sisters, you have to do it legally. And the way you do it is not with your W-2 income. You do it through a business entity. A business entity. If you have some questions, we'll open up for questions in about 5 minutes. Please be advised, the site is getting long live business runs as now 11:17. Thank you. Okay, all right. So anyway, so you have to understand the game when it comes to taxes. That's a whole nother subject altogether. We'll cover that more in detail if you go to DarrellMuhammad.net and subscribe, okay? go to DarrellMuhammad.net. Somebody put that so they can get the right spelling. Sister Niambi or Sister Candace, please. And we're going to go more into that. All right, more into that, because the tax laws and stuff can be a minefield if you don't watch it. So they know that the number one way to keep more of your money is through tax strategies, right? They know to pay the least amount of taxes legally. That doesn't mean you don't claim all your income, brothers and sisters. That means you claim all your incomes, but you also claim legitimate expenses and deductions. All right? So they understand that. We're talking about cash flow. It's not what you make, is what you keep. It's not what you make, is what you keep. It's not what you make, is what you keep. We have more than our foreparents did, and we have less. We make more and have less. Right? Thank you very much, Sister Candace. We make more and we have less. Right? Because we're being seduced out of our money. Right? Just like a sexy lady, sexy car, sexy anything, we're being seduced out of our cash flow. We're doing seduced out of cash flow. So here's what you have to do. You have to look for ways. You have to look for ways to keep more of your money. Right? Employee mindset says what? Coupons. Go to Walmart. Right? That's what the employee mind says. The W-2 employee mind says that. Right? Buy a cheaper car and, nickel and pinch your way. Right? To saving more. Right? Now, what an entrepreneur says, a business-minded person says, a CEO says, a person that understands the money game, they focus more of their attention. Not that they don't spend any attention there. They spend most of their attention on increase. They spend most of their attention on making more so they'll have more to save. If you only make $500 a week, you can't save $600. But you may need to save $600. That means you need to make $600 more than what you make right now. Okay? We're talking about cash flow, brothers and sisters. All right? We're talking about cash flow. Cash flow is not what you make. Cash flow is what you keep. All right? Cash flow is what you keep. Cash flow is what you have, all right, after everything is spent. Right? I shouldn't say spent, but after your necessities are covered. What you have, necessities are covered. What you have is called cash flow. Let me put it to you like this. Let me give you some terminology. We're going to start dealing with terminology. There's certain language in the money game. And based on the language that you speak, those that win the money game or winners of the money game know based on the language that you and I use what kind of player we are. They know based on our language if we're a major player or we're still playing in the minor leagues. In the minor leagues, right? So here's what you have. W-2 employees, 85% of the people speak income. Income. Focus on income. They don't even know to ask about tax bracket. They don't even ask about tax shelter. What are you doing to shelter all that money, man? Because if you're making $100,000 a year, you're paying at least 30% to the IRS, man. What are you doing to keep most of that money? See, that's a language, that's a conversation that the winners have. The winners to the money game have. Losers are those that don't know the rules. They focus just on, man, 100,000. Ooh, that's a lot of money, man. What kind of job you got? You went to college to get that? See, you went to college, 100,000, man. That's a lot, man. Man, you must be balling, man. What you riding in? What kind of whip you got? Right? 100,000, man. That's good, man. You doing good. And you came from what? Louisiana, little country town, Louisiana. Oh man, you doing good. See the difference in conversation? All right. So W-2, 85% of the people say income. Business people say revenue. Same language, but one is for W-2 employees and 85%. The other is for business people. The other is for those that play the money game, know the rules to play the money game to win. All right? The other thing is, W-2 employees and 85% of the people speak about savings, right? But the other group, those that play the money game to win and know the rules on how to play to win, they don't say savings, they say cash flow. Cash flow. Cash flow. That's why Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, said the most beautiful sounding words to an entrepreneur is cash flow. Cash flow. Right? Cash flow. Now here's the difference. You got income or revenue. You have your operating expenses. Those expenses.
Security, please be advised. This site is being monitored by live video surveillance. The time is now 12:23 p.m. Thank you.
Okay, so you have to understand that they're called operating expenses. Those are expenses that are necessary to operate your business, not fluff, not your red box expenses and not your Bluebell ice cream expenses. Operating expenses. That's what it takes to operate your household, right? Light, water, gas, right? Food, shelter, operating expenses, necessities, operating expenses, right? Then after that, you have your debt service, right? That's your car loan, credit card, and your house note if you have a house note. Debt service. Now, once you subtract your operating expenses, you subtract your debt service, right? I told you the other day, you pay your debt service, comes off the top, all right? Then you draw the line, which you have left, all right? Employees call it savings. Entrepreneurs, those that know the money game to win, call it what? Cash flow. Cash flow. Now you have cash flow. Now you can control where that cash flows to. It flows to a savings account for an investment. It flows to. So that's cash flow, brothers and sisters. Focus on cash flow. How much do you have after your income or revenue, subtracted by your operating expenses? So you need to narrow down all your expenses to what you need minimally to operate, to function your household, right? And then swipe away the rest of that, and then your debt service, what you owe people based on borrowed money, that's debt, right? What you have left is cash flow. See, now you start looking at the cash flow and say, okay, now I got these other expenses here that are not operational expenses. It won't kill me if I don't have them. It'll kill you if you don't have food. It'll kill you if you don't have shelter. It'll kill you if you don't have utilities, right? It won't kill me if I don't have my cell phone. Oh, yeah, you don't know, it won't kill you. There's people that don't have cell phones. All right, it won't kill you if you don't go to Panera Bread. It won't kill you if you don't go to Starbucks anymore. It won't kill you if you don't do those things. It won't kill you if you don't go to the movies. It won't kill you if you don't go out to dinner. It won't kill you to do those things. So that's not part of your operating expenses, right? That's what comes out of your cash flow. But we put that in our operating expenses. We just put that in expenses, period, and that's why we don't have cash flow. So what that will allow you to do, brothers and sisters, allow us to reframe our thinking, allow us to start thinking the way that we have to think in order to win at the money game and act accordingly. It's not just thinking it, it's acting it, right? The shortcut, we're going to get rid of you with these questions about the rockets. You're on the wrong live stream, brother. All right? We welcome you for being here, but you're on the wrong live stream. This is about money. It's not about the rockets. All right? Okay, so that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about cash flow. Cash flow, all right? Cash flow, brothers and sisters. Focus on cash flow. It's not how much money you make. That's the language of the neophytes. That's the language of those that don't understand. That's the language of those that's playing in the minor league. That's the language of those that are playing in Pop Warner baseball, right? Pickup ball. Those are the ones that are playing on a very small level, right? That focus on that. That's the only thing they can talk about is how much somebody makes, right? How to double your cash flow. Double your cash flow in many ways, brother. You can double your cash flow by increasing your revenue, minimizing expenses. 2 ways of increasing your bottom line. Thank you for that relevant question. 2 ways to increase your bottom lines. Increase revenue, decrease expenses. Increase revenue, decrease expenses. If you can do both, do both. If I only can do one, the one I would do is increase my income. Increase my income. If I can do just one, I would increase my income. But you want to do both because you win twice. When you can reduce your expenses and increase your income. All right. So that takes us at the bottom of an hour. We like to stay within half an hour. If you have some questions, let's go ahead and do that. Brothers and sisters, 2 things I need for you to do. All right. If you like this message, this is how you pay for this valuable message. Because this is unapologetically #black economy, #black economics. That's what this is. So if that's what you're about, you're in the right place. If that's not what you're about, you're in the wrong place. And there's no need for you to ask questions that has nothing to do with those hashtags. All right? Ain't nothing personal. See, we got to get our feelings out the way. We're talking about business. We're talking about money. There is no feelings in business. There is no feelings when it comes to money. Money doesn't cry. Money ain't sad. Okay? So this is what we have to understand. Thank you, Living Chic, for being there on Meerkat and Chorizo, thank you so very much for restreaming. All right? So that's what we're about here, unapologetically. Does finance of home count as increased income? Refinance? It can, but it's not based on anything you've done in the marketplace. But yes, it does. And that's a one-time shot in the arm, right? So we don't want one-time, not that we don't want one-time shots in the arms. Those are good too, right? But we want consistent. We want consistent. We want to raise our income up and keep it there. We don't want to spike up because we refinanced the home, right? And then it comes back down after we get the money or after that 1 year for tax reasons for that 1 year. What is a good book to purchase on setting up your business entity to protect your assets and taxes? I don't know. I don't have one. I've learned them through my real estate training over the last 30 years. But go to DarrellMuhammad.net, hit more, hit book list, hit any one of those books, go to the Amazon store and just put it in the search engine and see what comes up. All right, what comes up. But there's a lot of them. But I tell you this, brothers and sisters, see, this is what we have to do. Develop the characteristics, develop the habits of winning the money game. Then worry about entities. Then worry about structure. Then worry about those other things. See, we spend all this time intellectualizing and don't spend enough time activating. We don't spend enough time because, see, I'm telling you from 30 years of experience, brothers and sisters, it's not as easy as you think it is. You're not just going to wake up or go to bed and say, you know what, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and I'm just going to hit it hard. I'm just going to do it. It's not that easy. It depends on how long you've been dormant doing nothing or doing close to nothing. That's why we have to get in the habit of thinking and doing. Thinking and doing. Not thinking, and then doing. We have to learn something, go out and do something. It doesn't have to be big, but we have to get more in the habit of doing. Taking this information from the live streams and just spend 20, 30 minutes Googling Cashflow. Let me see the book that Darrell was talking about. See, when I get new information and it resonates with my spirit and it's what I need right now, I delve into it, deeply into it. I chip away at it, 30 minutes here, 30 minutes an hour, later on in the day, tomorrow an hour, later on tomorrow, another 30 minutes. And I drill down. See, we still in this linear mentality, right? Still in this linear mentality. We have to drill down. You find something, cash flow. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, yeah, that's powerful. I need to jump on that right now. Okay, so I need to drill down. Now you start reading about cash flow and you get a concept and an idea. Now you start looking and say, well, how do I increase my cash flow? I heard Darrell say about leverage. I heard Darrell say about this, that, and the other. Let me go to DarrellMuhammad.net and see some of the other live streams that he's done on the money game, right? So I can get a better comprehensive knowledge on how this thing goes. Now you know what to look for. All right. Now you know what to look for. Master the information. All right. Master the action, brother. Master the action, not the information. Master the action, not the information. Why do you say that, Darrell? Because you can't master the information. Right? You master bits of it. That's why in college they give you a master's degree. Replay, yeah. Go to Periscope and you can watch the replay, brother. That's why they give you master's degree in one area at a time. They don't say, oh, you've mastered, all of education, because there is no limit to knowledge. So it's going to be very hard to master, right, information. We master bits of information, but one thing we can master and try to master, and that's a lifelong process, is to master ourselves. Master what I do. Master what I do, right? Master my action. Master how I think, right? See, focus on master. Eastern philosophy say you focus on mastering yourself, not things that are outside of yourself. Information is outside of you. Try to master yourself. Try to master yourself. You master yourself, then when you get information, then you can take that in the mastery of yourself, the mastery of your thinking, the mastery of your actions, then you can go and do something. Then you can do something powerful, and then it will appear that you are a master of that information only because you've mastered the art of taking action and implementing that information. We look like a master in the midst of those that don't master anything, right? But we won't look at like a master if we're sitting in the class of masters. All right, so thank you so very much, brother, for that question. Any other questions, go to DarrellMuhammad.net and let's connect, brother and sister. Let's connect. I'm not on here for vanity because, I don't look that good, and I don't think, I got that much to say, and I don't have that much. Well, I do have a lot to say, but you know what I'm saying. It's not for vanity purposes. Oh, thank you. Appreciate you, Jermaine. All right, so here's what I need for you to do before I go. And you got about another minute to ask questions. Here's what I need for you to do. Swipe and follow. We're going to get our count up to 500 subscribers by the end of the month, okay? So I need your help. You do that by sharing, and you do that by swiping and following. Go to Darrell Muhammad if you like this message. Go to DarrellMuhammad.net. Somebody put that in there for me again, please. DarrellMuhammad.net. Hit one of the blog posts and subscribe. All right? This stream is here to look for people who are looking for this kind of message. Not to convince anybody. Thank you, Sister Nyambe. It's not to convince anybody. It's not to argue. It's not to talk about my opinion, your opinion, what you feel, how you feel, what you think. All right? This is solely for identifying those that are looking for a message like this, an empowering message for themselves, their family, but most importantly for our black community. Hashtag black economics, hashtag black economy, hashtag black wealth, hashtag black dollars. That's what this is about. So if that's what you're about, in a very real way, not in a superficial way, not just in a conversational way, not just to intellectualize, on social media. That's it. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you very much, brother. All right. But if you're about taking care of business and getting it done, all right, then go to DarrellMuhammad.net. You saw it there on the screen. Hit one of the blog posts. Check it out. Look around. Subscribe, because we're going to have another meet and greet the end of the month. Thank you. Meet and greet at the end of this month, where you guys will come on to the conference call, and then you can introduce yourselves, tell us a little about what you do for a living, so we can patronize each other. We have to circulate the black dollar. So on that note, let me end with this. Go to these websites. After you go to my website, go to the Able Network, theablenetwork.com. Sister Nyambe, Sister Candace, put that in there for me, please. Thank you very much. Theablenetwork.com. Theablenetwork.com. The other website is Freedom Paper Company, spell out company, freedompapercompany.com, freedompapercompany.com, and last but not least, it's economicblueprint.org, economicblueprint.org. Go to those today, check it out, patronize, circulate your dollars. The Able Network. The Able Network. Thank you very much, all right? Go there, brothers and sisters. The bottom line here in America, and I'll keep on saying it, so a lot of people are coming on new, and I appreciate you sharing. Here's the thing that you and I have to understand here in America. If you're not putting your money where your mouth is, you still ain't saying nothing. Let me say that again. Here in America, I don't know about anywhere else, but here in America, if you're not putting your money where your mouth is, if you're not putting your money where your mouth is, brothers and sisters, you ain't saying nothing. nobody hearing you. Ain't nobody trying to hear what you saying because you're not backing it with your dollars. Not one time, not 2 times, not sometimes, but all the time. Will you and I go down in history where our children say, one thing I can say about Pawpaw, one thing I can say about Mommy is she was about her people. She was about her people. She didn't talk bad about them, and she patronized them. She patronized them. She believed what she believed, and she backed it with her money. With her money. All right? So if there's no questions, brothers and sisters, you have a question, ask it real quick because we got to go. Like they say in network marketing, right? Say yes, say no. Hurry up because I got to go. All right. Thank you so very much, brothers and sisters. Tomorrow will be Freedom Friday. We're talking about economic freedom. We talk about understanding freedom. It's about freedom. It ain't about money. It's about freedom. Having options. It's just that in this very developed world, it requires money for the options that we want. So share with your friends. Watch the replay. Share it. Swipe and follow. And we'll see you at DarrellMuhammad.net. Brothers and sisters, as always, we'll see you at the top, not from the top, because you, your family, but most importantly, more importantly than your family, more importantly than you, our community deserves your very best. So I'll go out there and be your best. Learn how to play the money game to win and empower our black community with the circulation of the dollar, of your dollar. All right. Thank you very much, brothers and sisters. See you tomorrow. Take care. God bless. 11 o'clock tomorrow, Central Standard Time. Freedom Friday. All right, Meerkat. Hopefully you guys like that. Hopefully that was good. Hopefully you learned something about cash flow. Now go to DarrellMuhammad.net, hit more, and hit book list. And then go through my Amazon store and order that book from Robert Kiyosaki.